And welcome back to the road to 2300 on chess.com. Today I have the white pieces again, and I'm determined to not go below 2200. And we go e4, e6, d4, d5. We are back in the French, and we already had this twice where I played the Tarrasch. And now we get the main move. In the last two games we had with this, I got c5, which is probably it's definitely the move I face less and the move I dislike facing more. And after knight f6, we go e5, and this is just some standard theory. Black is developing in a way, not like this, to attack the d4 pawn, c5, knight f6, knight c6, queen b6, and white is just trying to cling on to the d4 pawn and enjoying his space advantage. And here black can win a pawn. If white wants to play solid, white goes knight e2, and after queen b6 can go knight to f3. I like this knight f3 immediately, and if my opponent would have gone queen b6, I would have just castled and sacrificed this pawn, because after this, this, there's this move a3, and it looks quite harmless for white, but this is actually like a really strong gambit, and there are some really interesting lines here with something like queen a4 and going queen h4, this knight being misplaced, the French bishop of course being terrible. So this is, if you want to know more about this position, I highly recommend the Daniel Naroditsky videos on a Tarrasch, on how to beat French. Definitely very instructive videos in this line. Now my opponent played a5. Here I castled. My opponent plays a4, and I go for a3, stopping a3 from my opponent. And my opponent now employs an idea which I found interesting, but unusual. He tries to lock down the entire queenside and then castle queenside and attack on the kingside. This is like the game idea of my opponent, and I knew this couldn't be right, because I don't see this when I look at the French or look at Grandmaster games in the French. I don't see this idea employed, and yeah, it isn't right. You can see from the engine. But what I do now is, when I analyzed this game, I just couldn't. I didn't have the words. You can see I'm playing rook e1. This is a decent move. He plays queen e7, preparing the queenside castle after bishop b7, and now I go knight f1, rerouting this knight. The engine wants me to go h4, which I think is pretty counterintuitive, because the plan is my opponent goes here and wants to attack here, so why should I push pawns here on the king side? And now I go bishop g5, stopping the opponent from castling. And the queen is trapped, so he needs to play f6, or like knight f6, but I mean, are we really considering this? So he needs to play f6, and after takes, I start playing brilliantly with bishop f5. To be fair, this is not really difficult to spot, but the best move. The idea is I mean, if he takes, I have rook takes e6, and I win the queen for a rook and a bishop. His king being open, the d5 pawn being weak, this is not enough compensation for a queen. There are some cases where queen is enough. Queen against rook and bishop is a good trade, but not in this position. Knight d8, defending the d5 pawn, and bishop f4. Now I can attack freely on this diagonal. And if he doesn't get his bishop to d6 to oppose my bishop on f4, my bishop will be pretty strong here. And he struggles to get his bishop because he first needs to move his queen out of the way, then he needs to play bishop e7, then he needs to get something to support the d6 square, then play bishop d6. This is a lot of moves, which is a plan. Also, he destroys immediately by playing bishop g7. I think this move is like really, really bad because what is the bishop doing on g7? It's looking into the f5, f6 pawn. It's blocking the g file. It's a target potentially for something like if I get a knight here. I think this is a really bad move. Knight g3 has a simple plan, trying to move the bishop and get the knight on f5, and then potentially maybe even trading on g7. And after queen takes, play bishop takes here and win this pawn. Knight f8, defending the e6 pawn once again. And if you get like a position, like this, you know there's something has gone wrong here, and white is pushing. So yeah, continue with the plan. And now he puts on his running shoes and tries to escape. But well, I can win a pawn here now because I'm attacking the queen and the bishop and this pawn. The bishop is defended by this knight, and well, it's the French bishop. So, like, if I saw a player playing this move, even though it's still considered good by the engine, I would slap this player in the face because, I mean, what are you doing? It's like a super strong knight on d6 and you're trading it for the French bishop. No, I would rather just win the b5 pawn outright. And now now this pawn is weak, so he needs to keep his rook here. And after knight f7, the idea is to win this knight by eliminating the escape square d6, but I have c7, and c7 attacks e6 and the rook. At the same time, if he moves his rook, like here, I win the e6 pawn, and this one with the bishop slicing here, the king being stuck in the center, the rook being here, this just completely gone wrong for black. So yeah, he also sacrificed in exchange. So I'm now up a pawn, 2 pawns, and in exchange with a weak king, with the bishop pair, with playing against this French bishop. Yeah, I'm now. It's just now we basically just finished the game. Bishop d6 is just like adding insult to injury. I'm just completely dominating his pieces. This Kabop is like super, super bad. The knight can't. Would love to play knight c6 to evict my queen, but it's pinned. So, and you can't move the king. You can't pin because the knight is here, the bishop's here, and now the queen is blocking here, so the king has no moves. So any check, something will have to block. And now I'm just like, okay, yo, dude, what do you want to do? If you do nothing, I play a5, a6, a7, a8. I even have this trump in my position. So yeah, he tries to do something, but yeah, I don't even. So if I trade, it maybe gets like kind of uncomfortable because I now need to move my queen and I don't want to, and I'm now even even playing here. And after bishop h3, my plan would have been to take on f6 with a check. Something needs to block, let's say the bishop. I can take on g7, queen takes. I can do whatever I want. Take here, here. Now I can take on e6 because the knight is pinned, and it's just completely hopeless. And yeah, this is about the position where he resigned, because I'm going to win this knight. I'm already up in exchange 3 pawns. And I'm probably going to win a piece. He can't castle. This rook is way too inactive. Just terrible position. Terrible position. And so yeah, he resigned. And what I want to share about this game is, like from move 10 onwards, like from here, best move, 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 best move. No, not the best move. Knight h4 was better. No, as you can see, he doesn't give me the best move signal, but he claims it's the best. Stockfish claims it's the best move. So best move, be again, again. He doesn't give me the best move, but claims queen a7 is the best move. Best move, 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 best move. I'm playing 22 best moves in a row. In a complicated position. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this game. But yeah, attacking on squares is something which feels intuitive to me, something I'm really good at. And there weren't that many tactics in this game. Like, okay, using the pin on the e6 pawn, but it's a one move tactic, so I'm not really counting this as a tactic. Like here, using it again, here a fork. Okay, but it's not really that much tactics in it. It was just positionally attacking on the dark squares, and now even on the light squares, which I'm good at. I think this is something I'm really good at. To be honest, I think if I were my opponent, I would have reported for cheating. And after seeing this game, especially, because yeah, so many best moves, only best moves in a row. So I'm pretty happy with this game. Hopefully I can continue this trend tomorrow. See you guys. Bye bye.